Hello everyone, my name is Adeze Atterson. I am the president of Adeze Atterson Family Club. Today we continue with our book discussion, Gentle Measures in the Management and Training of the Young by Jacob Abbott. We are in chapter 4 and we are looking at gentle punishment of disobedience. Before I continue, I want to just mention that I noticed that the videos are getting long because there are things to be talked about. So going forward, I'm going to break it up into 10 minutes or 15 minutes max, and we will split the chapters into as many 10 to 15 minutes conversations as necessary so that it's easier for us to listen to, take the points down, and implement. I hope that works for everyone. So today we are going to look at chapter 4, like I mentioned, gentle punishment of disobedience. This is a very interesting topic to look at and to talk about because most parents misunderstand the concept of disobedience and the concept of obedience. We're going to look at what Jacob Abbott has to say about it and see whether we agree or disagree and take it from there. The first thing he points out is that the obedience is not a natural instinct in children, but most parents have come to the conclusion by some confusion that it is a natural instinct that children should be born obedient. And my first daughter will always make a joke and say, look at the children of God. How obedient are they? And God is a perfect parent. So, first point is that obedience is not natural, is not a natural instinct, it is acquired. And he goes on to give an example of a dog. He gave an example of hen and dog, but we're going to focus on the dog example because I think he nails it perfectly. So he says that if a man gets a dog and the dog does not have that natural inclination that dogs have to come to the human being to be touched and cuddled and loved and all that, you say, oh, there's something wrong with the nature of the dog because it doesn't have that natural instinct that it should have to want to relate with a man or human beings. But if you've gotten the dog is with you in the house, as some of us would have experienced, but it's pooing all over the place, tearing paper, destroying things, generally unruly, the fault will be said to be with the dog owner because the dog owner has not trained the dog on how to behave. Some of us have had these experiences with our dog. When you get the dog as a puppy, you start to train him, don't pee here, eat here, sleep here, fetch, and all those kind of things that we do to make the dog adapted to us. And he's saying that that is how we ought to perceive obedience in children because they also have natural instincts. Natural instinct propels both the dog or a lower animal like hen or a child to go to its mother for food and protection. That's natural instinct. You don't need to teach a child to do that. When you notice that a child is not doing that, the first thing you start to think is, oh, something is wrong mentally or physically. That is inhibiting that natural instinct from playing out. But he is saying that when you then notice that a child is not obedient, like when he's not adapting his will or her will to your will, which is practically what obedience is all about, one person giving up their will for the other person, or that you see that the child chooses their own impulses over your will, that we should not overthink it, for lack of a better word. It is simply that the child has not been trained because obedience is not an instinct, it is a capacity. And it is the role of the mother and the father to train the child to give up their impulses and bend to their will. And since that is the situation and the reality on ground, whenever a mother or a father notices that their child or children are unruly, they don't obey instructions from them, they shouldn't waste energy and time fretting and complaining, oh, these children give me a lot of trouble, they don't listen, they shouldn't waste time and energy doing that. Jacob Abbott advises that you should look at it practically and call a spade and not an agricultural instrument, and take and assign responsibility where it's supposed to be, which is with the parent. You have failed to train that child to obey you. Okay? So, what is the way forward? Basically, is what you're thinking. Where did I miss it? How do I correct it? What method should I use to teach this child the capacity of obedience? Okay? So, that's basically what the first segment of this conversation is going to be about. Where lies the responsibility of obedience? Is it with the child? Is it something the child should have naturally? Or is it with the parents? Is it something they're supposed to teach the child? And having said in conclusion that uh, obedience is not a natural instinct, it is a capacity. Parents should take on the responsibility to learn the method or gain the skill to inculcate that capacity, to form that habit in the child so that they then learn over time to be obedient. I hope this is helpful. In the next conversation, we're just going to look at the three methods that he shows us of how we can then train the child so that they will certainly obey us. I'm looking forward to hearing that three methods. I hope it works like magic or charm. But I know that, at least from my experience now, that these principles work if you apply them correctly. So I'm excited to explore the three methods that we can use to inculcate the capacity and habit of obedience in our child. Until we have the next conversation, thank you for listening. I hope this is short enough, and let's keep it like that. Let's engage in the comment section and have this conversation and share our experiences so that we will encourage one another and grow together. See you soon. Bye.